In the headlines of this hour on VTV News, Party chief urges THUAN to become a major national renewable energy hub. And export values of agriculture, forestry, and fisheries surpass annual target. In our world news, U.S. stock market hits record highs.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is 3 p.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. I'm Huyen Trân with the top stories. On Thursday morning, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm held a meeting with the Standing Committee of the NINH Provincial Party Committee. The meeting was held to discuss the province's progress in implementing the 13th National Party Congress resolution and Directive 35 of the Politburo, as well as the development of nuclear power projects in the province.
During the meeting, the Party General Secretary urged local authorities to build a streamlined, effective, and efficient administrative system and to prepare thoroughly for party congresses at all levels. Regarding socio-economic development, the party chief called for innovation and strategic investment, particularly in sectors where the province holds competitive advantages. He underscored the importance of establishing the province as a national renewable energy center. To achieve the target, the party leader instructed the province to attract investment in transmission infrastructure and advanced energy storage technologies, as well as develop experiential tourism projects at renewable energy farms to diversify the clean energy economy and leverage opportunities from Industry 4.0 for sustainable and technological growth. By capitalizing on its advantages in renewable energy, favorable climate conditions, and strategic transportation networks, the province is poised to become a cornerstone of Vietnam's green and digital economy.
Now, during a working session with Thanh Hóa province's leadership on Wednesday morning, State President Luong Kuong commended the efforts and achievements of the local party committee, government, and people. The province recorded a growth rate of over 12%, ranking second nationwide. Social welfare initiatives have also been prioritized. The province aims to eliminate all temporary and dilapidated housing for policy beneficiaries and low-income households by next year. However, State President Luong Kuong also pointed out some areas for improvement. Following Party General Secretary Tô Lâm directive on decentralization, he urged the locality to adapt this approach to its specific conditions and enhance support for citizens and businesses. Additionally, the state leader called for thorough preparation for the upcoming party congresses at all levels and the streamlining of the local political system in line with the state's guidelines. Now, on Thursday morning, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired a government meeting to review the urban railway projects in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. At the meeting, the Prime Minister instructed the Ministry of Transport to finalize the projects and submit reports to relevant authorities no later than this month. This project aims to implement the Politburo directives on modernizing Vietnam's railway infrastructure and would resolve three critical challenges for Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, including alleviating traffic congestion, reducing environmental pollution, and driving sustainable economic growth. The Prime Minister also highlighted the importance of decentralizing authority, granting Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City greater autonomy in project execution, resource mobilization, and problem solving. He also stressed that the urban railway system must be integrated into the nation's broader transportation infrastructure to maximize efficiency and connectivity. Now, during a meeting with Masuzawa, chair of Japan's Council for the Promotion of Public Diplomacy on Thursday morning, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn acknowledged and appreciated the Council's efforts in organizing investment, trade, and cultural exchange delegations to Vietnam and supporting the activities of the Vietnamese embassy in Japan. The National Assembly chairman highlighted the Council's role in strengthening the Vietnam-Japan Comprehensive Strategic Partnership for peace and prosperity in Asia and beyond. He expressed hope for continued economic and commercial collaboration through sharing experiences in digital and green transition. He also requested the Council's ongoing support for the Vietnamese community living and working in Japan. The Prime Minister has officially approved the establishment of the Southern Coastal Economic Zone in Hai Phong City, covering an area of 20,000 hectares. The new economic zone aims to leverage Hai Phong's strategic position as an international gateway and its industrial and port infrastructure. It will be developed into a multi-sector, multifunctional coastal economic zone founded on green growth, circular economy principles, and sustainable development. Now, by the end of November, Vietnam's export value of agricultural, forestry, and fishery products reached nearly $57 billion, up 20% compared to the same period last year. This figure surpassed the annual target by over $1 billion, as announced by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development on Wednesday. Key agricultural products alone accounted for nearly $30 billion, representing the largest share of the total export value, followed by the forestry, fishery, and livestock products. The surge in prices of various commodities such as rice, coffee, and fruits has driven a 23% growth in the agricultural sector, making it the fastest growing category over the past 11 months. The United States and China remain Vietnam's largest markets for agricultural, forestry, and fishery exports. Vietnam's rice exports have set a record this year, exceeding $5 billion in value, with over 8 million tons sold internationally. Low global rice inventories and heightened demand in key markets have created favorable conditions for Vietnamese rice exporters. More in the following.
Vietnam's rice exports have grown primarily due to robust demand from three major markets: the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia. The Philippines alone imported 3.6 million tons of rice, accounting for more than 50% of Vietnam's total rice export turnover.
First, Vietnam tailored its rice products to suit the preferences of Filipino consumers. Second, Vietnamese exporters have invested heavily in infrastructure and advanced milling technologies. These are the reasons why Filipinos love our products.
Vietnam is the largest rice exporter to the Philippines, supplying nearly 3 million tons annually. This market is critical, allowing us to regulate supply and demand effectively while enhancing the value and quality of Vietnamese rice. From this advantage, rice exporters can contribute to the national revenue.
The high price of Vietnamese rice has been another key driver of this year's export milestone. With an average export price of $626 per ton and 5% broken rice reaching $522 per ton last month, Vietnam has solidified its reputation as a premium quality rice supplier among the world's leading exporters. By capitalizing on strategic markets and maintaining premium pricing, Vietnam has established itself as a global rice export powerhouse, contributing significantly to the nation's economy.
Vietnam's rapid economic growth has driven a surge in power demand. The current power system, relying on hydropower, thermal power, and renewables, struggles to balance economic efficiency, environmental sustainability, and long-term viability. Nuclear power represents a crucial path forward for Vietnam's energy future.
Nuclear energy offers distinct advantages over fossil fuels and even other low-emission sources like hydropower and renewables. One of its greatest strengths lies in its minimal environmental impact, particularly its near-zero CO2 emissions. This makes nuclear power a strong contender in Vietnam's efforts to combat climate change and achieve its ambitious goal of net zero emissions by 2050.
We no longer have the capacity to develop additional hydropower plants. coal power has been halted and natural gas reserves are dwindling. The country's energy load curve is becoming increasingly imbalanced, leaving nuclear power as the only stable solution to restore equilibrium.
France provides a compelling example, with approximately 70% of its power generated from nuclear sources. This reliance on nuclear energy not only ensures France's energy security, but also positions it as one of Europe's lowest greenhouse gas emitters.
In France, nuclear power is valued for its stability. With advanced technologies ensuring safety and efficient waste management, there is no reason why Vietnam should not invest in nuclear power.
Another critical advantage of nuclear power is the extended lifespan of nuclear plants, which can operate for up to 50 years. Once the initial investment is recouped, the cost of electricity generation significantly decreases, further enhancing its economic appeal.
Now, before moving on to other important updates, let's take a look at the foreign exchange rates of today, December 5th. Coming up next on VTV News, we'll take a look at Hà Giang's breakthrough in eliminating child marriage. And Ba Chua Su Festival of Sam Mountain listed as UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. Moving on to other news, a 3.2 magnitude earthquake struck Nam Tha My district in Quảng Nam province early Thursday morning with a focal depth of 8.2 kilometers. This is the fourth earthquake to hit the district this week. And while no significant damage has been reported, authorities are staying alert for possible aftershocks. In Trực Khang Commune, Trực Ninh District, Nam Định Province, hundreds of local families have united to donate land and contribute funds for a new rural road. Construction work is even carried out by the community itself.
The first meters of concrete are poured onto the village road, with each section smoothed out as it is laid down. The final stage comes after weeks of dedicated effort by the people of Trực Khang.
We had to move 1,000 cubic meters of earth to each side of the road, and everyone pitched in to help with the equipment. Even those who are older, as you can see, are out here working alongside us.
The groundwork and land clearance have been underway for over 20 days now, and the community remains very enthusiastic. People are contributing their time and resources. When the trucks arrive, the villagers are there to help.
Bing's family voluntarily torn down their kitchen, walls and gate to make way for the road. Over 200 families donated land to widen the village road to 4 meters. Additionally, each household contributed money toward the construction costs.
The road used to only be 2 meters wide and just 10 centimeters thick, which made transportation very difficult. So we didn't hesitate to donate our time and effort. It's a small sacrifice for our village.
Thanks to the voluntary contributions of the community, in just 2 years, over 2 kilometers of rural roads in Trực Khang have been widened and paved. The local authorities have also allocated funds to support the implementation of other new rural development projects in partnership with the residents.
We mobilize contributions from the people, philanthropists, and especially the commune's budget, which covered 40% of the cost.
The new inter-village road is expected to be completed by the end of this year, a testament to the collective hard work of the local community in transforming the area's rural landscape.
Hà Giang Province has made significant progress in reducing early and incestuous marriages, especially in ethnic communities. Through Resolution Number 27, the province aims to eliminate harmful customs and promote a progressive lifestyle by 2025, with a vision for 2030. the education sector has played a key role in implementing awareness campaigns in schools. And as a result, the rate of early and incestuous marriages has significantly decreased in recent years.
Although only in 9th grade, this girl was already married.
I asked to go to my parents' house, but he wouldn't let me. We argued, and then he beat me and strangled me. I almost died. That's when I decided I didn't want to stay married to him anymore. I ran away and returned home.
Early marriage often leads children to overlook the long-term consequences, which impact various aspects of their lives.
Upon returning to school, Munt participated in sex education and reproductive health classes, gaining a deeper understanding of the consequences of early and incestuous marriages. This is just one of many initiatives implemented in schools by Sin Munt District, Ha Giang Province, in collaboration with Plan International.
Thanks to lessons on reproductive health and gender, the students at our school have become more confident, self-aware, and knowledgeable about their needs, desires, and what they should avoid.
Through the lessons, I have gained more knowledge, raised my awareness, and developed skills to prevent and combat sexual harassment and abuse. I also share this knowledge with my friends.
Through her sex education classes, this girl became an active member of the Change Leaders Club at her school. In the club, she gained the opportunity to speak out on issues related to sex, child marriage, and gender-based violence.
Each school has 2 leadership clubs. At the district level, there is the District Children's Council, at the provincial level, the Provincial Children's Council, and at the national level, there is the Children's National Assembly. The children receive training on the harmful effects of child marriage. The children representing Ha Giang bring forward the issues faced by children in Ha Giang to be addressed at the Children's National Assembly mock session.
Sex education, along with initiatives to prevent early and child marriage, as well as school violence, have been widely implemented in schools. Students have gained essential skills through communication activities focused on sex education, preventing school violence, and addressing early and incestuous marriages.
The education sector of Ha Giang Province, in collaboration with social organizations, has made significant strides in eliminating early marriage and outdated customs.
The Ba Chua Su Festival of Sam Mountain has been added to UNESCO's representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity as of Wednesday night, Vietnam time, becoming the country's 16th recognized intangible cultural heritage. Held annually from the 22nd to 27th of the 4th lunar month in Châu Đốc, An Giang, the festival combines spiritual rituals and artistic performances to honor Mother Earth and the local guardian spirit. This UNESCO recognition will help to promote understanding and dialogue among Vietnam's ethnic communities, including the Vietnamese, Cham, Khmer, and Hoa, while bringing international attention to Southeast Asian goddess worship. The Central Highlands of Vietnam has been drawing more visitors through community-based tourism, and this is an ideal time for tourists to immerse themselves in the region's rich cultural heritage, particularly its Gong culture, and experience the natural beauty of the area.
Con Breng, one of the 4 major tourism villages in Con Plong district, is home to the Nam ethnic community. The village's distinctive features, including rong houses, stilt houses, and traditional gong dances, attract many young tourists and foreigners eager to experience the local culture.
Since we started tourism here, the lives of the local people have improved. In the past, they relied solely on hard agricultural work, but their situation has now become much better.
It is so peaceful here. Instead of constantly using my phone, I feel more connected with nature and have the chance to learn from the locals.
Currently in Con Tum province, local authorities are working to preserve and promote traditional cultural villages while developing community-based tourism.
When developing tourism, the first priority is to preserve the valuable cultural traditions of the local people. From there, we can spread and develop community-based tourism. Both elements must go hand in hand.
By integrating tourism with local community participation, Kon Tum is establishing itself as a notable destination on Vietnam's tourism map, becoming a place where visitors can explore unique cultural heritage amid stunning natural scenery.
Coming up next in our world news, U.S. stock market hits record highs. And South Korea appoints new defense minister. Now moving on to our world news, the U.S. stock market and Bitcoin continue to benefit from the outcome of the U.S. presidential election. At the close of trading on December 4th, all three major U.S. indices posted gains, setting new record highs. Notably, the Dow Jones Industrial Average surpassed 45,000 points for the first time, rising by 0.69%. Both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq also reached all-time highs. Meanwhile, the price of Bitcoin exceeded $100,000 for the first time, more than doubling since the beginning of the year, and rising around 45% in just 4 weeks since Donald Trump's re-election as U.S. president. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has accepted Defense Minister Kim Jong-un's resignation and nominated Choi Bong-hyuk, the country's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, as his replacement. Kim Jong-un resigned on December 4th amid intense public pressure following his proposal of martial law measures with the president. Now, following the U.S. plan to impose new restrictions on the export of chips and semiconductor manufacturing equipment to China, Beijing has ramped up retaliatory measures. China's Ministry of Commerce has announced tightened controls on the export of dual-use goods to the U.S. and has urged domestic companies to use locally produced chips. Christmas is just around the corner, and families are busy decorating their homes with Christmas trees. But then there's this one family in Germany that didn't just want a Christmas tree, they wanted a world record. Thomas and Suzanne Jeromin have succeeded in breaking the world record by decorating 605 Christmas trees inside their home in northwest Germany.
Guten Tag, herzlich willkommen. Immer rein.
Behind a regular white door of a house in the northwestern German town of Rinteln hides a sparkling, colorful and record-breaking Christmas spectacle. The Jeromin family set the world record for the largest number of decorated Christmas trees in one place with 605 trees, as confirmed by the Record Institute for Germany, with 120,000 ornaments, 50,000 lights and thousands of Christmas figurines. Their home is bursting with sparkle and color.
The Record Institute became aware of us at some point, quite by chance. And they've been with us ever since. And since then, we've been trying again and again because it's just fun.
Yes, that's the most important thing, it's fun. It's relaxing for me to stand by the tree and decorate it.
The Jeromin family had already broken the same record 6 times. They held the title from 2017 to 2021 and then again in 2023. Last year, the number that earned them the record was 555 trees, but the couple didn't stop there, as they were intrigued to see what else is possible.
Because that's just awesome. It's totally amazing. I think it's really great when all the stuff is standing around here, glittering and shining, and then everyone visits.
Yes, there's nothing to add. It's simply beautiful. It's nice when it all lights up and terrible when it is turned off again.
Now, as usual, let's move on to the weather forecast. And that's all the news we have for this hour. To rewatch our program, you can download our mobile app VTVgo or check out our YouTube channel VTV4Go. Thank you for watching and see you next time.